for the 10:30 Brekky podcast. Prepared to be amazed. Your host, the King and Seth the Blonde.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to 10:30 Brekky podcast. I'm Seth.
I am Dak.
And you're listening to DaknSeth on the 10:30 Brekky pod. Honestly, today is an oasis. Mm-hmm. It's like vacation. It's Saturday, and it feels great. You know, Saturdays are always just a day where you sit back, crack a cold one, and just think about the beauty of life, you know?
Yeah.
Dak, do you feel that way sometimes?
Yeah, Saturday's it's a nice, relaxed day.
Yeah, it is. It's I think a lot of people always debate on like what the best day is for like the week. Like they're like, oh, Friday, whatever. Don't get me wrong. I do enjoy working because working is it's a good feeling.
Yeah.
Getting something done, right? And like I enjoy my job, but the weekend, something about just like your brain going from here like a very like smart person to just dropping to almost caveman style, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just me. I think that's just me. Like, I don't think everyone's like, yeah, I'm a caveman on the weekend, but I'm genuinely a caveman on the weekend, yo.
Caveman.
You're not?
I mean, I kind of am.
So, yeah, Dak and I are here in Minneapolis today. We're at my crib. So, every time we film this, I feel like we're in a different location, but we're here in Minneapolis today. Feeling great. Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, when you guys listen to this, it's going to be Wednesday, but, you know.
Yeah.
It's the grind, yo. We film on Saturdays, so we can just be in the best mindset possible. But, yeah, Minneapolis today. If you're not from Minnesota, which most of you probably aren't, but if there are people from Minnesota, you know how this time of the year gets. I think a lot of people are, like, used to this time of the year where you look out the window and it looks so nice out. The
100%.
sun's beating down on, like, the earth. And you're, like, very excited about the weekend and everything and like being able to do something with yourself.
Yeah.
And then you go outside and it's 28 degrees and you're like, what the fuck did I just get into?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every time.
Shit, we've had literally probably 2 straight weeks so far of like just 40s, 50s, 60s.
Right.
It's been so nice for what it usually is like this time of year.
I know. I'm not complaining. We've had like no snow this year.
Yeah.
It's just very like Minnesota talk right now, but the weather it's been great. And like I think it was Sunday. It was 71 here.
Dude, it was so nice.
And it's like 5 like yesterday.
Yeah, no, it like dropped, and then I think coming up this weekend, it's supposed to get back up into like coming in the next couple of days, starting to come back up to
Monday,
up to like 50s and 60s again.
So that gets back to my point though, like the weekends are great, right? It's an oasis. That's what I like to call it. And then Monday comes around, you have to go back to work and do shit, and then it's 65 degrees out when it's nice out.
Yeah.
You know?
It's
very
like, nice.
It pisses me off though, because
you'd rather have that weather on the weekend.
You always want good weather, right? You look forward to it all year round, and people are always like, why in the hell would you ever live in this state? You're psycho. It gets to negative 50 here. And you're like, yeah, but think about it this way. Your summers are 10 times better than anywhere else in the United States. I'm going to say it right now. I don't care if you live in Miami, whatever. You get summers all year round. Congrats. But here, it's different. Where like legit, you look forward to the summer so much that you plan your whole life around the summer.
Yeah.
You genuinely do.
Yeah.
You start making plans in January because you get one hot day and it's like 50 degrees out and you're like, it's time. All right, what are we doing this summer? We're going camping, right, on January or July 15th, right? Yeah, you just start talking about, like, your plans for the summer. You get excited and riled up. Happens every year. Yeah. Nothing new. So I lived in Florida for a year, and it was different. I love Florida. I think Florida is definitely a place that I could see myself living, you know, again. And people always ask me, like, why the fuck would you ever move back up here? First of all, friends, family, things like that. Yeah. Simple answer. You know, until you live here, you don't understand. Like I said, you look forward to the summer. It's the thing to be here for because there's lakes, there's boating, there's fishing, there's outdoor activities that you haven't been able to do for the past 8 months, right?
Yeah.
You appreciate the warmth more and you appreciate the little things more. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, do you normally, like, look forward to it?
Yes. I always look forward to summer, spring, that nice, warm time.
Right. And honestly, you probably know more. You probably look forward to it a little bit more, like, as in that you're outside working every day, right?
No,
Pushing carts.
I hate the winter during, like, kart season. It's terrible.
Kart season? What does that mean?
Well, like, winter kart season.
Oh, so it's kart season all year round, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's no really...
No, there...
You just tagged it as kart season. I'm like, what the fuck is kart season? Tell me more. You mean it's just all year round?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. I was just curious what the fuck kart season meant. I was like, okay, Dak, let's get into this. What is this shit? People need to know what the fuck kart season. Okay.
Season.
But yeah, long story short, it's already a long story. It's different here, and you won't know until you're actually here. I could try to explain it to you, but you won't understand. It's just like life is better in the summer in Minnesota, and you don't understand until you're living in the cold for 70% of your life. Mm-hmm. I think just to put the cherry on top, every time I'm here, like we moved back, right, from Florida, which people are calling a psycho for, holidays. It's always a vibe. Everyone kind of gets into that vibe. You're like, ooh, this is kind of fun. Like, this is the holidays. Like, are here. I'm going to buy shit for my nephew. Anyway, the holidays come around. It's always a good time. Yeah. And then Christmas is over. Yeah. New Year's is over. Now you're the dead of January. It's like the January to February time frame where you're like, dude, what the fuck am I doing with myself, bro? You're staring at the window. It's gray. And this year there was no snow on the ground, so it's just gray. Yeah. Nothing. Yeah. I live in Minneapolis. So you look out the window, there's homeless people like eating out of garbages and shit. Mm-hmm. So you're like, oh, it's active. It's popping. That means it's a good time. It's a warm day. No, in the winter there's nobody. It's just like the garbages are full. We need people to eat out of these garbage cans. So when people are not eating out of the garbage cans, you know something's up. Like the weather's bad. Yeah. Not just Minnesota. I'm speaking for Wisconsin, Minnesota, and that's it. Yeah. I'm sorry, Iowa doesn't count. They don't have lakes. They don't have that vibe. No. Michigan, maybe. Michigan, too. Michigan's a whole different breed, but it's the one thing I really do love about being here is because, like, you do appreciate it while you have it. You want to do so much more, whereas in Florida, you're like, well, it's going to be warm tomorrow. Yeah. I'll do this tomorrow. Yeah. No, it's just a different vibe, okay? And I think that's why people don't appreciate it enough here, you know? Dak, I think we should really talk about right now what just happened about 15 minutes before our podcast started today. Yeah. What did we do?
We played some BEERIO.
Okay, and how did that go?
Some stupid stuff happened.
And who won?
You technically won. But I mean, I probably would have won.
Technically, I actually won the game.
I mean, technically.
What does technically even mean? Isn't that like a robotic term or some shit?
I mean, like, you won, but I mean, I probably would have won if that stupid stuff didn't happen in the second race.
Okay, so we play BEERIO. If you don't know what BEERIO is, you basically you have to finish your beer before the end of the race, and you can't drink and drive. Okay, so simple as that. When you're playing BEERIO, you have to turn off auto drive, and you chug a beer. You have to finish that beer by the end of the race, and if you don't, well, you suck, because I've never had that happen, honestly, not many times. Yeah. You can't drink and drive. Simple as that. It's a very fun game, playing it for years. It's a very efficient way to get to that state, that level that you want to be in. Yes. Yeah. And that's like our go-to for any time, like pre-game before bars, pre-game before podcasts, pre-game before a wedding, pre-game before a family reunion, it's the go-to. And if you don't know, just YouTube it. You'll find some goodies on BEERIO. Yeah. You really 100%. Would. So I love BEERIO so fucking much.
It's very fun.
It is. But I did whoop Dak's ass today. Nah. First race was dangerous. There's 4 races. We do 4. You can just do 1 if you want. But the second race is the one that you chug beer on. Started off iffy for me, a little rusty, I would say. Yeah. I could feel the rust underneath my nails. I was spinning the wheels, but not quick enough. Yeah. Anyway, Dak beat me. I was in first place. Dak was in second. And now, second race comes around. I slam my beer. Dak beats me on the slamming. And I beat him in the race, which all matters. And then the last 2. Oof, Dak, you fell off a cliff, dude.
No.
Yeah, you got 8th place in one of them.
Second race.
It doesn't fucking matter. Either way, I won barely.
Yes.
You don't seem happy about that.
Well, I mean, yes, you did win.
Let's hear you keep saying that, but you're not giving like a reasoning. Like people are like, what is it, Dak? Tell me.
Well, I mean, it's just some stupid stuff that happened.
That's not very descriptive for a podcast. People are listening, not trying to imagine some bullshit that didn't happen. Tell me.
Well, you know, just like, of course, a perfectly timed thrown behind banana.
So I outplayed you, is what you're saying.
No, it was not you. It was the stupid CPU.
Okay. So the NPCs outplayed Dak.
No.
In BEERIO or Mario Kart. Sorry, Mario Kart is what we're playing on. I feel like we should have established that a while ago. So anyway, the boys are here, Minneapolis, a little teed up, having a good time. We played BEERIO. It's Saturday, like I said, so there's a big UFC 299 on tonight. If you don't care about UFC, don't worry. We're not going to be Joe Rogan and talk about UFC for 4 hours because I don't have much about it. But Sugar Sean's fighting tonight. And I made some risky bets on the UFC fight tonight. I have no knowledge on UFC or combat sports in general, but I do enjoy watching it because who the fuck doesn't like people beating the shit out of each other? I actually just got back from Vegas. Vegas is cool. Yeah. You've been, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Vegas is a good time. It's a desert in the middle of butt fuck nowhere.
Yeah.
Like literally nowhere. If there was nothing there to do, it would be like a small town, ghost town. You're sitting here in a desert, and there's a bunch of like big ass signs and like advertisements everywhere.
Yeah.
And it was a good time. So I think it was like whatever. One night I was not doing well on slots, blackjack, craps,
anything.
Roulette. I was doing all right on.
Okay.
Honestly, I thought I hacked roulette. Thought I was a god. I went up to a machine and I realized you could like do in-person bets, sports bets, because I'm from Minnesota. You can't sports bet.
Yeah.
So pretty much closed my eyes. I was drunk, so I could just say I closed my eyes, and I just started fucking pressing buttons for the UFC lineup this weekend, and I was just like, whoa. So by the time this podcast comes out, the bet will already be over. So maybe I'll pin a comment below if you're on YouTube listening to this of my outcome of that bet, but I don't expect it to be good. It was just like $5. Like, come on, guys. $200 payout. So like a ridiculous parlay.
You do good with those like plus 350, plus 400 like bets. You're like,
I know.
You're like golden with them.
Dak, honestly, I think you should do it more. Dak doesn't like do. You don't have that gambling side to you, do you?
No.
You don't really have that.
No.
That risk take.
No.
You're like the type of guy that throws your money in like a S&P 500, like Vanguard, and just kind of lets it coast up 10% every year or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's a smart way to do it.
Yeah.
I'm a get-rich-quick guy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, but I was in Vegas. Gambling didn't go well. But, dude, it is something else.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no other place on planet Earth that's like that.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are other cities that are crazy in you know, parts of the world. But Vegas, dude, you go there. There's a bunch of hotels. It's basically like touring hotels. You walk around and you tour hotels.
Yeah.
You're constantly like trying to check out the next thing, see what's going on. You heard this place was cool. We went into the Wynn. It's called the Wynn. WYNN.
Okay.
We walked in there. Big dogs go there. Gucci, Prada, Givenchy, all the big brands. I can't even name them all because I'm a peasant, you know?
Yeah.
We were staying at like the cheapest place called the Horseshoe. It was bratty, not gonna lie, but it was super fun though. Like the whole experience. But honestly, I think the biggest success about this trip was 0 hangovers.
Really?
And it's not a good thing.
No,
because it's making me feel old. My girlfriend and I were there, and we did the Vegas trip. We did all the whole thing, and I literally like couldn't get to the point I used to where I'm just absolutely slapped drunk, you know?
Yeah.
And instead it was more of like a coast the whole time. We were drunk all day, but like not fucked up.
Okay.
And no hangovers because we'd be sleeping by 10 p.m. And people were like, Vegas starts at 10 p.m. I'm like, well, what do you want me to do? We only have 3 days here. Like you know, it was really weird. There's one night where we went to a Circus Olay. It's called. It's like a a show.
Yeah.
Basically, the performance, I'd call it a circus, modern day circus.
Okay.
People are flying around, swinging on ropes, doing backflips, holding each other up. There's very impressive people. Like literally circus animals, but like humans that have talent.
Yeah.
Unlike me. You got talent, right?
Talent.
Yeah, you can do. Never mind. And we booked tickets. I let my girlfriend book the tickets this time around. So I was like, okay, you take care of it. Like, I'm sure you've got it all handled, right?
Yeah.
And we show up. We sit in the row that it was hard to find the row that we were in. It's a big auditorium thing. We sit down, and then some like kind lady walks up to us, and she's like,
you aren't in the right spot. Spot that you're supposed to be in is up here.
So basically, we followed her, and she took us to this like railing spot, maybe like 2 rows above us.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, dope. We get a railing spot, like you're on the railing.
Yeah.
There's 2 chairs. These are chairs that you would normally probably see when you're at like a football game or like a basketball game or something. Mm-hmm. But these chairs that we approached, that we got moved to, like an office chair. 2 office chairs, but like nicer, like more padding on them and shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? We sit down, and within minutes, I look to my left, and there's 4 people in wheelchairs next to me. 4. I'm sure they were nice people.
Mm.
I turned over to my girlfriend, and I said, hey, are we in the right spot? She's like, yeah, I guess these are our seats. I mean, this is 103 and 104. What do you mean? I'm like, well, there's quite a few of like handicapped people here with wheelchairs, and we're just kind of sitting here with no wheelchairs.
Yeah.
And my legs work still. You know what I mean? Like, it was
Yeah.
it's like, dude, what the fuck are we doing here? What's going on? Come to find out, the tickets we bought online, not our problem. We didn't do this.
Yeah.
The tickets online were handicap spots, and that's why they were probably a good deal.
That is.
We fucking snagged a deal, bro. So I'll throw up a video right now if you're watching. I'll throw up a video, just a Snapchat that I took. Section 104. Why does it look different? We're in a new section. This was ridiculous.
No, I saw it and it was like, how the hell did that even happen?
Dude, I was very drunk at this point, so I was trying not to laugh, and like, they were very kind people. Like, they kind of looked upset in the video, but I guarantee you they weren't. They were just confused, like, because we were laughing and whatever. They were good people, but we were definitely in a handicap spot. But it was cool.
Yeah.
Very good show. Motherfuckers have more talent than I'll ever have in my life. Mm-hmm. There was 2 chicks.
Yeah.
That had super strength.
Really?
Chicks too. Like,
shit.
These ladies had super saiyan strength. Like, she would like. I don't want to spend too much more time on this, but she was like laying down flat on her stomach, and she like lifted up a person with one of her forearms. Like, it's hard. You have to be there to see it, but crazy to me.
Yeah.
Crazy to me. Vegas is a whole experience on its own, and I think it's just like a shithole.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. And you went to. Did you ever go to Fremont Street, which is like old Las Vegas?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
You have any stories?
Not really.
It's hard to explain, isn't it?
Yeah, there's so much happening on that street.
I walked in, saw the first thing I did. I walked into Fremont Street, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be fun, Gabrielle." We walk in, and we just get out of the Uber, and there's like some homeless man waving me down in a wheelchair. I'm like, "God damn it!" He's like, "Hey, come here." I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm kind of teed up, whatever." I walk over to him. He's like, "Can you push me over there?" So I had to push this dude like a half a block down the road to Fremont Street. And then some lady comes up and like feeds him Subway, and he was like all pumped out about it, and he was trying to ask for an Uber. I just walked away, but I had to push a guy like within 30 seconds of being on Fremont Street. Anyway, we're on the street. It's literally old Las Vegas, so it's a shit hole.
Yeah.
I see to my left, I see a nun with her tits hanging out with just black tape over her nipples. I see a homeless man drugged out on who the fuck knows what.
Yeah.
And I just see a lot of performers. I keep proceeding down the street. I see a lady cop. She's dressed as a cop.
Yeah.
She's not actually a cop. She's a performer because they all have like little circles that they can perform in. And she's with 3 children. She has 3 children, probably the ages of 6 and under.
Okay.
Like with her, and they were unfazed by the whole noise. There is so much noise, so much commotion going on.
Yeah.
I can't explain it. You have to go there. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you have to go there.
No, there's so much happening.
These babies are just like laughing, playing around with a dollar bill, and she's like performing, drinking a beer, like doing weird shit in front of these kids. And I'm like, damn. At one moment, this is hilarious as fuck because you have this weird shit going on. Yeah. But the second moment, you're like, damn, she's down bad where she's literally performing on Fremont Street trying to make money.
Yeah.
And she has her children with her, 3 little girls.
Yeah. It's just...
And they would run up, and there was like a giant gorilla performing, like a giant gorilla outfit. They'd run up and like poke the gorilla, and they were like all friends. Like they've been there for years.
Yeah.
Once in a lifetime experience that everybody needs to see, but I would definitely never want to be there more than one night.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really fucking weird, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Dak. I feel like your room in Winona was like Fremont Street.
My room was
in Winona.
Yeah.
So Winona is college, our college.
Yeah.
For people that don't know, we've talked a lot about it already on the few pods that we've had.
Yeah.
I kind of want to get into a little bit about your living situation in our dorms in Winona State University.
Yeah.
How would you describe it before I describe it? So
I don't know. It was fine.
The dorms we stayed in were the cheapest dorms by far.
Oh, 100%.
The shittiest dorms by far.
There was one night we had like white vapor coming out of like all the vents.
Yeah, I don't really know what that was. I think that was just poison or something. But our rooms were small. They're like little hallways. Like probably like you have 2 roommates, or you're supposed to have 2 roommates. We'll get into that. You have 2 roommates and you have a square footage of maybe 150 to 200. Yeah. And you have bunk beds or whatever you want to choose. Mm. It's very small. The shittiest dorms. There are nice dorms in Winona, but we picked the shitty ones because
of course
that's how you get the best memories. Let's just be real. So if you haven't gone to college yet, real quick, don't worry. You're gonna have a fun fucking time. But okay, Dak, I want you to give your perspective on the dorms as a whole in your specific room and what you just give me your idea on like your specific room and like how you thought it was.
I mean, I didn't think it was too bad. It was
give me something.
Decently organized.
I'm here making faces, by the way.
It was decently organized. I knew where everything was. Wasn't really too messy.
So Dak just lied?
I did not.
What's organized to you? Maybe that's where we need to start here. We need to dive a little bit deeper. What is organized to you?
I mean, I knew where everything was.
So you were, let's put it this way. I don't think you were disorganized. I think it was more of like a clean disorganization.
Yeah.
Like, no, I can't even say that. Okay, so we just totally had our camera die there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just perfect timing.
Of course.
That's what you get when you work with a startup podcast. But where we left off was, it was a clean disorganization. Like I knew you knew where things were, but you didn't really know you didn't know where it was in the moment. Is the best way I'd put it.
Yeah. But I knew like the general area. I'm like, oh, I know it's like around here somewhere.
For example, like your the top of your desk
was
covered in like a bunch of like items like paper and calculators, wrappers.
Just a mess a little bit, but I knew where the stuff was on it that I wanted to look for.
Would you just like stiff your hand into a pile of like shit and then just grab something and pull it out and be like, there's my phone?
No, I mean, it would kind of just be like, I mean, mostly on there was like games, some shows that I had, some anime shows that I had, like DVDs, some like snacks. You'd be like, oh, I know this snack's over here. I'm going to grab that. Oh, the anime I want to watch is over here. I'm going to grab that.
Going back to the story of like the dorms in general and your first day in the dorms and why didn't you have 2 roommates? So everybody had 2 roommates in the dorms. Yeah. Everyone. I was roommates with my buddy Steve. Everyone had roommates. That's just how it was in the dorms. But you had 2 roommates, different roommates.
Yes.
Total.
Yes.
But you had a roommate pretty much technically the whole time in college.
Yeah.
Where'd they go?
The first one ended up switching to like the Quad. It was called. It was like right next door to our dorms. And my second guy, I mean, I warned him originally when he moved in, like, hey, my snoring can be kind of loud. If you need it, I can get you earplugs and whatnot. And he said that he would be fine with his headphones. But then I didn't. He never stayed another night.
Okay, let's start back to square one here. Your first roommate, which
Yeah.
I know his name, Shig. He's an amazing dude.
Oh yeah.
Very good guy. He was wild.
Oh, 100%.
And I feel like expecting Shig to show up to the way he did was different than you expected.
I mean, a little bit. I would say.
His real name isn't Shig.
No, it's Abdullah.
Abdullah, but his nickname is Shig, and he's a great guy.
Yeah.
But I just remember you expecting it to be something different than what you expected.
Yes.
And we thought he'd be like more reserved.
Yes.
I would say.
Yes, like a good boy.
A good boy. And instead,
not at all.
I wouldn't say he was like a bad boy, but he's just like
was
fun. He was like what we were. We didn't expect him to match our level of like fun, and like we wanted to party and like go out and see people, but also get our shit done.
Yeah.
Shig was like that, but times 4 on a different level of just the best stories in the frickin' world. So we might mention him a lot because he's a good dude. So like your first roommate, and I think he just knew that he couldn't sleep in your room.
No.
Like you were too fucking loud. You snored. You moaned in your sleep.
Yeah, I do.
But not like a bad thing. Just more like you do. I don't know how to explain it. Like
no, it's not like a snore. It's just a moan.
Let's hear it.
I don't know. It's like.
Actually, I know because you slept over last night. It was at I would say the clock struck a solid 6 a.m. Wilson's my cat just licking his feet, and all of a sudden you hear out of nowhere the birds fly away, and you hear. That's enough. But yeah, you hear this moaning. So that's how you scared off Shig, I would say.
Yeah.
I think he would go on and off, but Shig was like a person that wouldn't want to stay in the dorms. Like he just had so many friends, had so many people to hang out with that he wasn't always in the dorms. Mm-hmm. Your second roommate.
Yeah.
What happened to him? Like, what was the story?
I mean, he just ended up, I think, one of his friends had like a place already, and he ended up just like staying there for like the semester.
He said, "Fuck it."
I guess so. I mean, I warned him the first night it could get bad.
Yeah.
And then, after that first night, it's no more.
Yeah, I think that was probably because of your noise. Like, he probably heard you the first night. He's like, oh, shit. He wasn't kidding at all. Yeah, so Dak, basically, his entire, like, dorm life, he just had one. It was just himself in that dorm. And we were all in the same building, so that's how we were all homies.
Yeah.
But the dude literally just had his own dorm to himself.
Essentially.
And he had a roommate. Like, on paper, he had a roommate. But they were never there. No,
not at all.
That's fucking crazy. You know what's also crazy? Dak and I used to go on these mission trips to, for church. Church. We went to the same church, Gloria Day. Shout out Gloria Day. Back when we were hardcore.
Oh, yes.
Lutherans, sweating the Lutheran blood.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we went to church and we went down on this mission trip. We always go to a mission trip every year to like a different city around the United States usually. And where did we go this year? Was the year that you were moaning and a giant group of people. Was it Des Moines, Iowa?
No, I think that was Nashville. We stayed in a giant church.
Oh, fuck. That was Nashville. Okay. we were on Nashville. You're right. We were in Nashville. You stay at these churches usually, just like random churches, like Lutheran churches or whatever in Nashville. And we're there to do service work. We're there to like paint houses, help homeless, do God's work. That's what we're there to do.
Yeah.
We stay in this church. It's getting greasy. So you're in this room, this giant church room in the church. And you're with like 15, 16 other little boys.
Yeah.
And we're all just sitting there and we're just like, there to do God's work. And at the end of the day, like we have to go to bed together and like all sleep in the same room on sleeping bags in this hard, just rock solid floor.
I had an air mattress.
Yeah, well, you did. Some people would have air mattresses, cots. I just had a sleeping bag on the floor. I slept next to Dak with a few of other buddies. We're just giggling, you can barely go to sleep. Your toes are like touching. You're like, oh, like you're just giggling and shit. It's just how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like,
Oh, you touched me. Oh my God.
in the middle of the night when we go to bed, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we're all bundled up like sardines. Dak's like, and then you would like giant fart, just loud as hell. Dude, it was fun, but like everyone would like look up and look at each other and like, oh my God, he's ripping ass. No one can sleep. Those were the highlights of those trips, bro. Like you go there.
I remember you guys were like, yeah, Dak, you would always go to bed before everyone. So no one could go to bed before your moaning.
Yeah, that's how it was. We had to go to bed before. Everyone would try to go to bed before you.
Yeah.
To like, get into that state where you don't hear noise anymore. You don't really hear the moaning.
Yeah.
That's the whole goal. I can't throw it all on you. Like, let's be honest, Dak.
Yeah.
I feel like, we've had some bad stories, funny stories about you, but I really want to get into this. I know we've talked a lot about our childhood, but I feel like, it's just like the best thing for us to talk about right now. Mm-hmm. Another mission trip. I don't know if you were there for this one. It was in Denver, Colorado.
No, I don't think I was.
Okay.
'Cause that was what, middle school?
No, this was, unfortunately, this story is going to make me sound terrible, but I think this was like, I was like 14 going into college or high school. Going into high school, doing God's work. I remember we went to like the Boys and Girls Club. We did a lot of cool things.
Yeah.
Such a fun time. So, you're a bunch of boys putting each other in a room. This year, it wasn't, I think that year we were also like trapped with a bunch of dudes. It was like boys and girls room.
Yeah.
It's just privacy issues
Of
and
course.
shit. We're all like fucking 15-year-olds and some of us are like hitting puberty and getting horny and shit. Cooped up together, a bunch of dudes. And we're all like 15, maybe 15, I would say, maybe 14. We're just geeking, giggling. We can't go to bed. Like, they're telling you to go to bed at like 10 p.m. We can't go to bed. We're all just giggling, like touching each other. Like, someone farts and everybody's like, ah, and like everybody's farting and laughing and shit. Just how the boys were doing at this age. So we were going around doing like a fart contest. Honestly, I think everyone had like some, must have been like a good amount of beans or something, like fills that little motor down there,
Yeah.
It was probably a big protein meal. We were probably eating lamb. We're at church, like we're eating lamb and like,
Of course.
shepherd's pie. We got back to the room. We're all pooping, farting. My turn comes up. It's my turn.
Yeah.
I turn around. I prop myself up on all fours, ready to play this, like show off my flute to everybody.
Yeah.
And I just rip ass. But this isn't any like rip ass. I literally like shit my pants, and I'm wearing white shorts. I'm wearing like white shorts, dude.
Yeah.
And it kind of like puffs out, hits the shorts. Everyone sees it. Everybody's like, oh! Everybody like, drops to their knees, like, oh my God! And I just shit my pants in front of everybody. I like immediately turn around, tuck, and like try to hide the fact that I just shit my pants.
Yeah.
I sprint down to the bathroom. I like try to change my underwear. I like scoop out there's literally poop in my pants.
Yeah.
This is the most embarrassing story of my life. And I like scoop out, I bag it up. I have to text one of my friends to bring a grocery bag down to the bathroom because it's like not on the same floor. And I tuck away the poopy underwear and like the poopy paper towel in the bag, tie it up, and we're on like the attic. We're in like the rooftop where we're staying at next to the attic. And I just open the little latch to the top door and I just toss it on the roof. Everyone laughed at me.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, and next day at communion, like, you wake up and you eat breakfast together and pray and shit.
Yeah.
It was the topic of the day.
Really?
All the girls, all the pastors, the youth group leaders, everyone.
Jeez.
What a everyone called me poopy. Like I was literally made fun of.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, yours was interesting because everybody knows you as like the loud, sleepy snore. But I definitely have one of the most embarrassing stories, and I'm glad I just told everyone.
Yes.
Because now it's
out there.
more embarrassing than it was before.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think those church mission trips are a great time though. You just got like free for a little bit, and they used to be like really fun vacations before you ever drank or did anything. You just kind of like you get just high off of like farts, like noises and like trouble. Like you're just like trying to explore shit that you're not supposed to be in. It's a good time.
Yeah.
But I think we're gonna take a quick piss break and then we'll be right back.
Okay.
All right, so we're back. I think that was a good little chat about our childhood history a little bit. I would say childhood because I was still a child at the age of 18. Steve, come here. Come here. Here's my roommate, Steve. So he's just macking on food right now.
Yeah.
So, Dak, I want to talk about a little bit more about this. Let's get onto the girls' side. So we have a history, obviously, of making YouTube videos together and stuff in high school and stuff. And I feel like we had a video once where I asked you about like your ideal lady. It was interesting.
Yes, it was.
You had an ideal lady.
Yeah.
Has it changed much? Do you remember that video I'm referencing?
I mean, I remember doing it. I don't know if I remember like the contents of it.
Has it changed much, do you think?
I just want a, I don't know, nice girl.
You want a nice girl. That's it?
I don't need much.
I remember it being like a redhead.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Anyway, I don't really care what your ideal girl is, but would you ever date a chick that like made more money than you? Does that bother you?
No.
Why not?
It really doesn't. I mean, just making money. It's money. She's making more money. That's fine.
I just always feel like there's a situation behind that. Like some dudes like, you know, get that ego where they think that it's like a big deal.
Yeah.
But what if she was like the one running the show?
I don't know. I mean, I'd be fine still.
But like she's the one buying groceries. You're a stay-at-home dad. What are you doing?
It's fine. I'll watch the kids.
You will.
If she's making enough to like for us to comfortably like do that, and she just wants me at home with kids, fine. I'm fine with that.
I guess that's it. I mean, Dak, I don't think you want to share your ladies anymore. Are you pretty exclusive about that?
I don't know. I mean, haven't really dated anyone.
Okay, so what we're gonna do now, since Dak earlier, we're gonna take a little like this is like let's call it halftime. I beat him in Mario Kart BEERIO earlier, so we're gonna do a little BEERIO.
Oh, okay.
Okay, just a real quick BEERIO.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do here is, if you're on YouTube, tune in on YouTube. On your, if you're on Spotify, watch the video version. If not, skip to a certain point in this audio, and we'll be back for a podcast. But we're gonna play BEERIO.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and then we're gonna go back to podcasting. So,
Okay.
We have some good topics to talk about though later. I really want to talk about Shane Gillis on SNL, and then Dak is also gonna reveal some of his phases he had, and also I'm gonna reveal why people thought I was handicapped and mentally disabled in middle school. So stay tuned for that. But we're gonna play BEERIO in the next clip here. All right, so this is the BEERIO part of the night.
I'm ready.
Any mental preparation that you've had?
No.
Are you planning on winning or losing?
Of course I'm gonna win.
Stay tuned to the end, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to pick Black Yoshi. Dak, you're going to pick
King Boo.
And we're going to dominate. Don't ask why I picked Black Yoshi. He's just the fastest in the game. All right, I got your face, Dak.
Do you now?
Yes. You're breathing hard, though, that's for sure.
Am I?
Yeah, you
that is some bullshit. This is complete and utter bullshit right there.
Okay, Dak, I see you.
Yeah?
Eat that blue shell. Whew. Damn. Hell of a race, Dak.
Oh, yeah.
But
no, I would have had first if that stupid... It wouldn't let me go through the stupid waterfall when I did my mushroom.
This is the BEERIO race. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you were confused, the first race was just our regular race, and this is going to be the BEERIO race. So, what are you going to do better this round?
I don't know. Drive better?
Oh, man, this is going to be tough.
Dak, you smoke me.
The key there was to chug your beer at the beginning of the race versus throughout the race, because if you don't finish it right away, you have no opportunity to come back. Last thing you want to do is give up your first place position, so it's might as well just go for first place from last. It's easier than, math.
You good, Dak?
Yeah.
You're breathing very hard.
Am I?
No! Oh!
All right, so second race, Dak wins. We got 2 more to go, and then we're back to the pod. Dak gets he only talks when he wins, and when he's not winning, he gets all upset and
Shut up.
Dak, we have some stories. You used to throw a fit and storm off upstairs.
Everyone did.
Everyone did.
No! Yes! Oh.
Banana that I couldn't.
Yeah, dude, I hit that banana too. I hit a banana too, but I hit it right before you. That's why. All right, I'm at 38. Dak's at 39.
Yeah,
Are you ready for this final race?
I suppose so.
It's gonna be big, dude. I wish I wouldn't have got 5th last race. Yes! Oh my God! Holy shit! That was the closest race you've ever had, Dak.
God, that should have been mine.
Dude, I've never had a close race like that in my life. Dude, that was fun.
Should have been mine.
How so?
Should have definitely been mine.
Dude, I barely won that. I won't even lie. Like, that was crazy. Dude, hey, good game.
Yeah.
Good game. That was fun. Dude, it was like 1-2, 1-2 at the end there.
Yeah.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Seth.
I'm Dak.
And we just played another round of BEERIO.
Yes.
And Dak, you want to tell them what just happened?
I think I got robbed, but, I guess Seth won.
I did win. There was no guessing involved. I won fair and square.
Got robbed.
Sounds like everybody when the Chiefs won the Super Bowl.
That was cheating.
No, they won the Super Bowl. Like, there's no cheating. I won fair and square. I didn't push you. I didn't do anything to interfere with your performance. You just shit the bed at the end there.
Oh, this game robbed me.
If you didn't watch it, sorry. We just played BEERIO. Just to give a little halftime performance going on. I feel like our podcast is like the Super Bowl, where every time we want to give you a halftime performance.
Yeah.
So next time, Dak's going to twerk on camera with his bare ass.
No, I'm not.
Yes, he is.
No, this
He's
is
going to
not happening.
shake that ass.
No. We can have Wilson shake his ass.
Okay. When Dak says Wilson, he's referring to my child predator cat that I have. Maybe I can get him up here in the camera.
Come here, Bubba's. Come here, Buster.
He wants your pizza.
That's actually a good podcast to talk about right now. A good topic to talk about right now is... Okay, first of all, my cat's trying to eat my pizza. Funny topic to talk about right now is that I never have called my animal their name that I give them.
Oh, no, we never do.
When is the last time you called my cat Wilson? And, he's our college cat, for example. So he's a little slow, I won't lie. And it's because a lot of things happen in college. He was eating a lot of things, drinking a lot of things, inhaling a lot of things that he shouldn't have in college. So now he's kind of operating at a slower pace than the average cat would for almost 5-year-old cat.
Yes.
Sweetheart, though.
He's very interested in that
But nicknames,
pizza.
Dak. What's some nicknames that you would give Wilson?
Zoosh. Oh, God. I'm trying to think of these good ones that we had. We had Crackhead Cat.
Crackhead cat?
Oh, yes.
What about your favorite?
Asshole.
Asshole. He was a bit of an asshole.
Okay. Elaborate.
He's always getting into shit. We had to get a holder for the garbage can because this little idiot would jump in there and try and get whatever was in there.
What did you get didn't you get something interesting for Christmas one year?
I don't know. I don't think I had anything really interesting.
Didn't you get an ice chest for Christmas one year?
Oh, yeah, I got that. Yeah, that was a necessity.
Dak got a cooler, a freezer for Christmas one year.
Yes, I did.
In college.
Yes. It was a necessity.
Okay, but why? Why was it a necessity to you?
Well, because
First of all, we already have a freezer on our fridge attached to our fridge, like most people do. But Dak, why was a freezer in college a chest freezer, a giant freezer that you could put body in, like you see in Breaking Bad?
It was not that big.
Okay, it was a big ass freezer. Why was that a necessity? Elaborate.
Because we had 5 guys and we had too many things in the freezer. We had like too much meat and frozen veggies and all sorts of shit. So we needed an extra space.
So you're mad about people having meat and frozen veggies in there? What did you need to store in the freezer?
Like meat, garlic bread.
You had like maybe like a half pound of steak like every other month.
Not every other month.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. It was more frequent than that.
Okay, what was it?
I don't know. I'd say it's probably like every like 3 weeks.
Okay. Fair enough. So every 3 weeks you had something in the freezer and you had like what, waffles, Eggo waffles?
Yeah.
And our roommate Austin also had Eggo waffles a lot. And a lot of times you would get upset because one of yours would be like missing and you'd blame Austin for it.
I would not.
I'm not making this up. Like, isn't that just a true statement?
I did not. No one took my waffles.
Then what happened?
There just wasn't space. It was hard to like fit things in there.
Like,
Well, like my food, my waffles, and
okay, so the Eggo waffles, boom, just exposed you right there.
I said it was hard to fit it in. I said no one. I didn't say anyone was stealing them.
I think there was one time when you said, asked if someone I have it on the YouTube channel, this YouTube channel.
I don't think so.
I'm about to play it back right now on the screen if it happens.
I'm pretty sure no one. I didn't have issues with someone taking my waffles. Seth has nothing in there, and Steve has told me what he has in there.
I don't think I have that much, though.
Okay, not that. Is that okay still, right? Is it okay or not?
Beck, if we rearrange this, we'll make it work.
Right?
Does that work? I thought there was something. Oh, the peanut butter.
What about my peanut butter?
You walked downstairs one time and you were like, you were about to make your peanut butter like sandwich or something, and you were like, someone took my peanut butter. That's gone. What was it? It was something like that.
I don't know, probably along those lines, yeah.
You were pissed.
I mean, I wanted to make myself some toaster sandwich, and like I had no peanut butter, and I remember having peanut butter still left.
But Dak, you see how that could be fake news? Because you could just make that up and get mad at everybody else. But what if it wasn't true? You had no proof.
I had no proof, but like there was peanut butter in there last I used it. There was enough peanut butter in there for me to make at least another like sandwich or two.
There was enough in there for you to make another sandwich or two?
Yes.
I don't know, Dak.
There was.
It's okay. It's fine. We had our times, though, in the dorms. And not just the dorms, in the house. Do you think we could have been homeowners in that situation in our life?
During college?
Yeah.
No.
You don't think we could have been homeowners?
I don't think we could have been homeowners.
Really?
No.
I want to talk about something real quick. The Shane Gillis performance.
Yeah.
I know this is a little late for it, but Shane Gillis was recently just on SNL. And he did a hell of a job, in my opinion. I watched his whole thing. And listen, I haven't watched SNL since I was 10 when my dad would watch it. And I would be like, ooh, I'm breaking the rules. And I'm 24, so like 10 years at least, 14 years, whatever. Mm-hmm. So apparently a lot of people online, there's headlines of everything. Shane Gillis did great. Shane Gillis did bad. Shane Gillis bombed. Yada, yada, yada. I find it hilarious that a lot of people don't understand that Shane Gillis is a comedian.
Yes.
And a lot of times, even when comedians are not even bombing, when the crowd is quieter than usual, they will call out, hey, like they'll say, well, I thought it was funny. If you guys didn't think it was funny, I thought it was funny. Like he tries to call it to the crowd. They're like, oh, nobody's laughing. Okay. Like he points that out.
Yeah.
Because he's a natural comedian that knows how to make something flow when he's doing stand up. I find it hilarious that people were like, oh, he bombed. Nobody was laughing. Listen here. Okay. Everybody that's like, oh, Shane Gillis ruined SNL. First of all, he's the first person in probably 10 years that said gay or retarded on SNL. And that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Because 10 years ago, you could say those words no problem at all.
Yeah.
No problem. Like
Yeah.
SNL, when it was funny, people could do that.
Yeah.
Now, if you say those words, you are literally banned, to the point where I literally had to bleep those words on YouTube and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah, it's unfortunate. But yeah, it's hilarious to me that people said he bombed. His comedy was the best I've seen ever in a long time. And then I think part of the reason people thought he bombed is because people don't understand that, like, when he was calling out, oh, nobody's clapping, nobody's laughing. It's an SNL skit.
Yeah.
It's an SNL stand-up.
Yeah.
Nobody watches SNL anymore. Nobody knows what an actual SNL audience reaction's like. So right now we're all just judging off of like what is normal to us. But realistically, I guarantee you, like, you look at any other stand-up, people are like, oh, people behind Shane Gillis were upset at him. Like all the musicians behind Shane Gillis were upset at him.
Yeah.
Any single person that's been there, they don't laugh, they don't smile, they just sit there in their monotone. They look like straight faced, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, just recently. So it was Shane Gillis, and then Sydney Sweeney was on next, right? She's like a famous actress.
Yeah.
Same thing. She, had her jokes, whatever. Nobody laughed.
Yeah.
It's normal. That's kind of a part of the experience.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just goofy to me. So I think a lot of people were like overreacting about that. Shane Gillis is a hilarious comedian that isn't afraid to break the boundaries of people that 10 years ago could have done these jokes.
No.
I'm telling you right now.
I like the gambling skit.
Oh, yeah. That was a good skit.
You can now bet on your friend's misfortune.
Did you watch any of the other skits for SNL?
I don't think I did. I think that was the only one that I came across.
Right. Yeah, no, it was good. It was good stand-up, though. I think Shane Gillis is definitely like...
Oh, yeah.
I think a lot of people are just upset about him because he is a part of like this new culture of comedians where they can finally say what they want to say again.
Yeah.
Whereas 4 years ago, you would have been canceled, but now it's no longer a thing to cancel people. So, yeah. Funny how the world works, isn't it?
Yeah, so strange.
Dak, I wanted to get back on something real quick. I know we
Okay.
just talked about Shane Gillis, but I want to talk about this a little bit. What is your biggest red flag in a woman? If you want me to go first, I can while you think about this. But I want you to answer this because I think it's a very interesting topic. I know we have male and female audience here, and this is just to kind of explore the male brain a little bit and get an idea of what our biggest red flags are. And ladies, what is your biggest red flag?
I would say maybe like she doesn't know how to check her tire pressure or oil.
Oh, shit, Dak.
That is
Not gonna lie, that's quite a bit of woman.
I know, but that's like
And that's no offense to the ladies. I'm just saying,
Well, like,
there's a lot of
that's-
dudes that don't know how to do that.
that's something like because you got to admit there's definitely times like ladies are just alone and for them to not know how to like look at their tires and make sure like they're good or make sure your engine still has oil.
So that's one of your like number one red flags?
I would say so, yeah.
Like number one deal breaker. Like you're on a date with a chick, you're coming back from the bars, your tire seems flat. Like it's your car's like dunk 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 dunk. You pull over and you're like, oh shit. Like you want to test her. So you're like, oh shit. Honey, can you check my tire pressure? I'm gonna, make sure everything else is all right in the car. And she goes and she doesn't know what she's doing. She just makes up some shit. Then you go check and it's wrong.
Yeah.
Are you done right there after that night?
Well, no, I won't
Are
say
you
it's
done
like,
that night or are you done like that instant? Like you're
No.
leaving her on the road?
I would say it's like my like number one red flag, but like it's a red flag where I'm just like, oh, that's interesting.
I wouldn't say it's like a deal breaker for me, but I totally understand. Like I would appreciate it if
Yes.
you knew how to check your tire pressure or change your oil, like check your oil at least,
Yeah.
right? There are chicks burning on fumes right now with their cars.
Yeah.
No offense to the ladies. There's a lot of dudes probably doing it too. I think my red flag would be a girl that vapes.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Vaping was cool. I vaped. I did.
Yes.
2018, I vaped. Sorry, mom and dad. Don't know if you knew or not, but I did. But I only did it for about a year. It was like it was like when Juul first came around.
Yeah.
Before I used the mods, big vapes, big clouds.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
no nicotine in it. And then one day I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to come in here today. I'm going to buy 3 nicotine, which is like a low amount of nicotine.
Yeah.
Took a puff. I was like, whoa, you can feel things from this. And then next time around,
Yeah.
went up and got 6 Nick. And I remember I showed all my friends and they're all like, bro, why would you do nicotine? Whatever. Why would you do nicotine? And I was like, dude, but you feel something. And then the third time around, whatever, everyone started kind of doing the 3 and 6 Nick. And then one homie showed up to a basement party, and he had 50 Nick. And dude, he offered it to me. It was the Jewel.
Yeah.
He offered it to me, and I dropped to my knees.
Oh, God.
Children, people, do not vape.
No.
Don't do it.
No.
It's hilarious. I look back on it and laugh, but it was a dumb thing. Don't fucking vape. You don't need to be vaping. It's not smart. Don't smoke. Don't vape.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember I dropped to my knees, buzzed off the shits from that vape, and then it was long story. Like from there, obviously everyone was hooked on them. I was buying juices here and there. I'd get a vape. I'd get like a Soren. I'd get all these weird things. A lot of this is probably foreign to people that don't understand what I'm talking about, but yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Like everyone was hooked on them. You were hooked on them.
Yes.
You had a Panda.
Yes, the Panda.
That's when I was kind of done off nicotine, where I was just more of a fiend. There was the fiend phase. There was the addicted phase. I was the fiend phase, where anytime someone had one, I would take a hit. But if I wasn't around it, I didn't care.
Yeah.
I had like popcorn lungs from that shit. I would cough all the time.
Yeah.
But I think that's a big red flag for me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Do you have any other ones? Like, there's got to be one more that like pulls you away from a chick, like something that just grosses you out or something.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I haven't really dated too much, so I haven't really.
Right, but Dak, I know you haven't dated much, but I'm saying like, from a standpoint of like, you know what you want in a woman. What is it for you? And I think a red flag is something that you wouldn't want in a woman. I know you haven't dated much, but you know.
I don't know. I mean, I just haven't really thought of it.
Yeah, it's fair enough. I think another one is for me is somebody that their hair looks wet all the time. I don't like when chicks have like greasy hair.
Yeah.
It kind of scares me. And it looks wet from a distance and you go up to it and it's not.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It scares me. I think another one is obviously like OnlyFans girls. No. And then also a girl who doesn't know her credit limit.
Yeah.
It's scary, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like on the dot. I'm just saying like you wouldn't even know what the fuck that is. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, what it like?
It would be a little.
It's a suspicious thing. I don't
Yeah.
want her fucking $4,000 in credit card debt.
Yeah.
That's just trouble to get into.
Mm.
Are you staring at the cat on the countertop right now?
I am staring at the cat.
And you haven't said anything?
I don't know.
Wilson. No. Our cat was on the countertop just fucking eating our chicken and shit. Fucking beast. Okay, Dak. Well, to wrap this off, I think this is a great podcast. I think I wanted to just really talk about anything you had to get off your chest or anything you wanted to really push out today.
Well, I mean, I don't really know. Nothing's really happened since the last podcast or whatnot.
You're scared?
No.
Are you still scared of the dark?
I get in my bed fast enough.
Okay. Well, then this is the final thing I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
Right now, if you had to give me a job application.
Oh, God.
You were signing up for a job application right now.
Yeah.
Like today's the day. What would be the first thing you say to describe yourself?
I'm motivated and hardworking.
Dude.
What?
I'm riled up. That was hot. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay, Dak. We're going to let it go. Ladies and gentlemen, this podcast started off hot. It was like Dogecoin back in 2021, flying up to the moon.
Yeah.
And then people started to sell after Elon Musk got on SNL, and it tanked down to 6 cents.
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's how this podcast went. There was ups, there was downs, there was holds, there was sells. Right now is altcoin season.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I love everyone so much, and I appreciate you guys all tuning in every fucking week to listen to Dak and I just talk about literally anything.
Yeah.
And we're getting better and better at podcasting every single time. I think we are.
Yeah.
And I think Dak will, by the end of these like podcast series, start to learn like Japanese and start speaking a different language and just translate me.
I'd love to learn Japanese.
Okay, settle down now.
Yeah.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I really appreciate everybody tuning in and listening to another podcast.
Yes.
I think this one was a great time, and I think we are at the point where we are very, very close to having guests on. We said it last time, but let's say it again.
Yeah.
If you have any guests that you want us to have on, please comment down below. Comment on our Instagram, TikTok, whatever. Please tell us what you want, because we want to interview the most average, normal human beings in the world. Let's make average not a bad word anymore. Average is normal. Average is us.
Yes.
The greatest podcast, the most important podcast on planet Earth. And until next time, I'm Seth.
I'm Dak.
And this is the 1030 Brekky podcast.
Yes.
You're listening to DaknSeth. Educate yourselves. Love y'all.